Welcome back, and let's talk about the 4 trend rider trading strategies. I've prepared a lot of charts for you and how to use the trend rider in action. And if you want to get the trend rider for free with our special deal, make sure to check the link in the description below for all the information on how to get it for your MetaTrader 4 or for your TradingView as well. And now let's get into the charts. So this is the trend rider and how it looks on your charts. You can get it for MetaTrader 4 and for TradingView, and it is also for free if you check the link in the description and all the terms to the special deal that we are offering. The trend rider has 2 main components. The first one is the background color here on the charts, and the second one is our so-called momentum study, which is a histogram. And what usually happens is that the background color turns first, and then you have a turn in also the momentum color change. So on strong trends, you will first see that the background color changes from white to red, which means that the trend is slowly starting. And then once the trend unfolds, you will see that the bar also changes. This is now a little bit distorted because of the huge rally, but if we zoom in a little bit closer, you will see how this performs. You can see the market goes from uptrend to then here first neutral, then you have a red background, and then here you have your first signal that the trend is really going down, and then here you have a stronger notice. Once you have those multiple bars, you will see that you are really in a strong downtrend, and that's also where you have your downtrend signal, and here as well. So this is what usually happens. First, you have a change in the background color from white to red in case of a downtrend, and then you have the change as well from the momentum color in the histogram. So the background color is usually just used as a first heads up when you have a trend slowly emerging, and then the real signal when you have a full-on trend, then you have the change in the background color as well. And how you can use it, the first approach that I would recommend is use it for a top-down approach. So when we look at here the recent period, the market was in a strong uptrend. The uptrend was first signaled here once the background color turned green. And then here 1 candle later, you will see that also the histogram turned green. So I marked this place when the background color changed to green with a vertical line. So this is the daily time frame, and now we could go down to the 4-hour and to look for how it looked down there. And here now you can see is the vertical line that we marked on the daily chart. And how this is used, then you would look for either pullbacks, you would look for breakouts. So you can see you would look for pullbacks or maybe retests into a pullback or into previous structures. You can see that when you connect the highs here, you will often get pullback opportunities to join the trend. You can see that here and here and here. And during the uptrend, this is usually how any trend will behave. And you will also be able to use the trend rider here with the green background color to stay in trends and to stay in your trades. Because we found that one of the biggest problems many traders deal with is not being able to stay in their winning trades long enough. And so we developed the trend rider to help you specifically with that. So the background color will help you stay in trades long enough. As long as the trend is not interrupted, the background color and the histogram color also won't change. So this is one of the ways how you could use it. Go for a top-down approach. Look for when on the higher time frames the background color and the histogram are changing, and then on the lower time frames, look for entry opportunities with breakouts or with pullbacks. And then once you're in the trend and in the trade, wait for the trend rider to remain green and stay in your trades using the histogram as further confirmation. Here another example. So the market had 2 recent trending phases, or we can even look at the third one. So here is our downtrending phase, the first vertical line confirmed by this red color. Then we have here the green histogram for this new emerging uptrend. And then here the second green histogram is our third vertical line. And now let's go again down to the 4-hour time frame and look at how those periods look on the lower time frames. So this is the first line, but let's start with the previous lines, with the first one. So you can see sometimes the indicator will be a little bit late, but that's totally fine. Nothing in trading works 100%, so that's really important to understand. Even though you can see the indicator on the lower time frames gave you the signal here, you will still probably be able to at least have a small profit or maybe get out with a break-even trade. And again, that's the beauty of the trend rider. It helps you get out of your trends or of your trades very, very timely. So when the background color and the histogram are going to neutral, to white, then it's usually time to get out of the trade if you haven't already exited the trade with your manual take profit target. So now let's find the second vertical line, and this is here. So the first uptrending line, which we identified on the higher time frames, you can see here, is then when on the lower time frames, the thing also turned to green, and you can see in this case we were able to get into this new trend fairly early on. You can see we have a pullback that we could have used as well to time our entry with a pullback, and then you can see the market rallied for quite a while. So in this case we were probably able to get into a trade very early on with the help of the top-down approach, and then we can use the green color of the background to stay in trades. And now let's find the third vertical line, which is the next uptrend. And you can see here, this is how the next uptrend looked like. Also, we will be able to catch it quite early on. You can see here is where we have the higher time frame signal. And that's also where this new trend really accelerated then into this larger trend. And you can see the trend here turned at this point. So here is when you have your background color turning neutral. So if you are not out by then, taking a manual exit, or maybe you had your take profit target set, then use the background color to time your exit. So this is how you can use the trend rider with a top-down approach, and you can see that it doesn't work out 100% of the time, but it helps you to minimize the losses. And once you catch a big trade and a big trend, then you will be able to ride your winning trades for a long period of time, which will usually make up for the previous losses very, very quickly. And you can see now this is crude oil on the 1 hour chart, and you can pretty much use this indicator on any time frame on any market, and you will see that it is a trend following indicator which helps you stay in trends and in your trades. And you can see always the same pattern applies. First, the background color here changes to green, and then here the histogram changes to green as well, confirming that now you're in a strong trending market. And then you can see the market would have gone on and on and on until here is where the background color changed. And then this was the end of the downtrend. And this was then the end of the uptrend. And a little bit later, the downtrend started here. And in the downtrend, we have multiple scenarios. Here's the first one when you get your bearish signal. So here's the first entry, potential entry point. Then here is the second time the histogram changes to red. You have your second opportunity. The third one, which is only a very, very short period of time. And then here another one. And then here another one. So let's get rid of those arrows and let's try to analyze how this would have performed. So you can see here, from here to here, whereas the white line, you had a pretty good trend and a pretty good potential trading opportunity. From here to here, you probably would have realized a small loss. From here, the entry to the exit here, you would have been able to capture a slight profit. Here, probably also a small break-even trade. Here, the next opportunity from here to here is where you got out with a small win as well. And then here, the final opportunity is when you were able to ride the final part of this downtrend. And you can see here, not in all the cases will you be able to catch a great trend, but the trend rider helps you to stay in trades, and it also helps you to reduce the potential for your losses because it signals when the trend is not working out very, very early on. So you can cut your loss here, you can cut your loss here, and then during the other times you will be really able to capitalize on your winning trades. So if you have problems staying in winning trades and identifying trading opportunities, the trend rider may be a very, very good option. I really like to use the trend rider as together in combination with breakout trading and with pattern trading. So once you have identified a pattern, in this case we have something like a triangle pattern, and you can see the market was already in an overall downtrend since here the price made lower lows and lower highs. Here we now have a congestion pattern, so the market is contracting, it's coming together, it's making a pause. We're able to draw here this very nice trend line connecting the lows and the highs, and then you wait for the breakout, and just shortly after the breakout you will see that also the momentum study in here turned red. You can see this happened right on this candle, and then here is where the background color turned white. So try to identify the primary downtrend, which you could have done also with the top-down approach. So look at the higher time frame, is it up or is it down? And then go down to the lower time frame, look for pullbacks, or in this case, look for a pattern that you can use. Ignore the bullish signals during an overall downtrend and only look for bearish continuation trades. Here, another very nice example. So you can see here, the market did top out here, and since then, it more or less made higher lows and higher highs. And in such a market, you would look for pullback opportunities. So you can see that the market gave you here a small correction phase, and then in this correction phase, at one point the buyers ran out of power. You have here a double top after this lower high, you have a very nice spike, and then here you are able to draw a pattern, a very, very well-defined pattern. Resistance turns into support and into support, and then here you have your breakout. After the breakout, you will see that now the histogram is turning red, and you can see that the market really moved substantially lower. It traded into the previous lows. So some traders like to use the trend rider in combination with manual targets or with targets that are based on previous price action, because the trend rider is designed in a way that you are never able to pick the absolute top or the bottom. And when you are using it to time your exits on winning trades, then usually it can be a better approach to use previous support and resistance or highs and lows to time your targets, because the background color will turn white a little bit later. So here is where the background color turned white. So you would have given back a little bit of your profits if you are not taking profits at the previous low point. And this is then how you can use breakouts and riding the trends. This is really where the trend rider comes in with its absolute core strength. It's identifying moments when the trend really accelerates. So after this candle, the trend really took off, and you will be able to stay in your trades because the background color confirms that you are in a strong trending market. And even during our very, very volatile and very crazy times right now, when you're watching this, I'm recording this video during this crazy coronavirus time, and even during those times, there are nice trending opportunities across different time frames, and the time that the trend rider can be used to capture those. So you can see here the market was here trending higher, and there was a very nice trend line in this market. And once the trend line was broken, you can see that here at this point is where the momentum study turned red. So here is already where you've gotten your selling signal, or you can wait for a pullback into the level and then time it. And then after this downtrend was over, we have a short neutral phase where the background is white, and then afterwards the momentum study turned green, giving you here this very nice break and retest opportunity very, very early on, and then you are able to ride the trend with full confidence. It is still going on. You can see the background color hasn't changed, and you may have been able to ride this whole uptrending leg with full confidence, never doubting your trade, and having an objective way to just stay in your trades and hold on to winning trades, which is something that many traders struggle. So if you're interested in using the trend rider for your trading, make sure to check the link in the description below for our free offer. There are a few things that you need to fulfill to be able to grab this offer, but make sure to check the link in the description below, and then you can have this indicator on your charts very, very quickly.